So I was asked to talk a little bit about the solar system. So I thought I'd show you the Freedom Electrical Co-op. And I'm going to go in here first because it's getting dark and I want to be able to record. So just kind of go through it with you real quick. So a couple things. So these are my charge controllers. I have 5 of them. These 2 right here up front control the front 10 panels, and then each one of these 3 control 6 panels. These are the Schneider Connex MPPT 60 150s. Down there, if you can see them down in there, in between them, I have my entire system protected by EMP shields, and that's whether it be out here at the solar house, or in the house, or on the generator, or whatever it is. I think it's a very low cost answer to not just EMP, but really lightning strikes and some of those other types of things. You know, and when you create all your own power, you have to be everything. And so because of that, any protection that I can have is a good thing. This box up here in the corner, you can see it up there. Okay, that's the automatic generator start. This is what tells the generator to turn on and turn off based upon battery power. Moving along, so this box right here, this is the breakers before and after the charge controllers. So all the wires run up in there, they're just simple breakers. That big box is the battery combiner box. That's where all the battery cables go in. I'd like to spend some time out here cleaning some stuff up, but just haven't had time yet. Moving on to the batteries. These are Simplify 3.8 kilowatt batteries. I've got 10 of them, and these are what power the house. They're a nickel phosphate battery. I like them a lot. They've done a really good job for us. I'd like to continue to add some. I'd like to get up to where I've got about 25 of them, but they're expensive, and I'll kind of go over cost before I'm done. If you look up here, this first box here, let me open it up. This is just the main breaker panel that runs to the house and then to the inverters. So not much to see there. And then back here, I have 3 Connex XW Pros 6800 watt inverters. And those are all programmed together, so you can stack them. You know, one of the reasons I chose Schneider is I looked around a lot, and I really liked how adaptable they were, that I could continue to add. You know, they're a hybrid inverter. You can add grid power to them. I can add a generator to them. I can add all kinds of different things with the ports that are in them. So this is really, in a nutshell, what runs the entire place. So let's talk about cost real quick. So those inverters, those are about $3,500 a piece. I've got 3 of them. That main breaker box right there was about $500. The battery combiner panel was about $500. The money, though, really comes into these. Those are $2,500 batteries, each one of them. There's a lot of options out there, so you could certainly go a different route if you wanted to. Again, that little breaker box was $200 or $300. The charge controllers here, those are about $500 a piece, and again, I've got 5 of them. The EMP shields are about $350 a piece. I actually have 7 of them across my house. And then that little box up there I think was a couple $100. Now I also have a computer screen that I bought from Schneider that's in my house that allows me to monitor and change the system and that. So real quick, let's go outside and see how the panels work. So if you can tell, I've got 2 arrays out here. And I'll kind of, this back array right here with the lawnmowers underneath them, there's 10 panels, 10 375 watt panels there. They all just combine there, run down and under the ground to the powerhouse. And then I've got 18 375 watt panels, and I'll come up here and kind of show you how they're made. So I just used steel pipe. I actually got it out of Texas oil field, cleaned it all up and kind of made it all myself. These poles, as you see here, these are concreted in the ground 4 feet. And so then I just welded them up. Let me come over here and I'll kind of break one down for you real quick. So they come up, if you look right here, this is a 3-inch pipe, and then I just bought a collar for it over here to make a big gigantic hinge out of. And I just welded it up to it. This cam right here, I went down to my local machine shop and had them made it for the different positions that I wanted the solar panels to be able to go to as time wears on. Above that, you can see up in here, there's just a 1-inch square tube, and then on top of it another 1-inch square tube. And this is just so that I have enough clearance right here, if you can see between these two, in order for that hinge to, you know, kind of rotate. Up underneath, just got some angle iron, some 3/4 inch bar, some bracing here that just helps me kind of hold it all together. These cables right here, I put on just as an extra measure, and they bolt right there from the legs all the way up into the panels. And so these three are all built this way. I built them this way because I had 18 panels that I had bought at an auction, and I paid $104 a piece for them. And it allowed me, these first 18 are what I built the entire cabin with here at the farm. A little while later, I bought this array. So this was 10 panels. I got a really, really good deal on them, but because there was 10 and the numbers divided differently, here, I'll come over here and show you. I made them just a little bit different, kind of on the same principle. You know, you got the same cams, really got the same hinge supports, really built the same, but instead of in 3 pods, I built it in 1. Again, each one of those poles, they're in the ground 4 feet. So I don't know what my total cost is here. I'll in the post I will break it down. I'll go and get a calculator because I'm just not that smart, and kind of break down a total cost of it. The only other thing about the system that costs money, it really comes into the wiring. You know, I probably have, you know, $2,500 in wiring, and that was at cost 2 years ago, so I have no idea what it would be. As far as moving on, my system, at some point in time, I really want to put up a wind turbine. I think that would help us a lot, you know, to be able to charge at night, but that's a project for another day. Let me real quick show you the generator. Kind of the final step to this whole process is the generator. So I have a 16,000 watt Generac propane generator. Now this has been trenched to a 1,000-gallon propane tank. And again, this is just backup power. We don't use it unless the batteries run low. So anyway, I hope this answered some of your questions. Feel free to ask me any questions. Like I always say, you know, I'm going to challenge you, go out there and live free. Be freer today than you were yesterday. And as the famous quote says, my goal is to be so absolutely free that my mere existence is an act of rebellion. Have a great day. See ya.